Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. He's constantly moving, and then punches are coming, and he loops punches around your guard, and he's constantly shifting his feet, and you think he's going to be there, and he's over here, and it's like this overload of thinking. It's not a casual, relaxed fight where you can kind of move around and get your groove, and he's going to stay on the outside, and you're going to... No, it's just constant.
For me, personally, I'm on a different level than everybody. And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
When talking about Devin Haney's possible matchup with Shakur Stevenson, Joe Rogan didn't mince words. He delivered a scathing warning about the perils of underestimating Stevenson's lightning-fast reflexes and quick combinations, which might overwhelm Haney.
Terrifying human being. Terrifying. Every aspect of your senses at every moment. He's constantly moving, and then punches are coming, and he loops punches around your guard. This is like they're throwing insane money at people. They're throwing nutty sums of cash at people to make amazing fights happen. Like this has always been the hiccup in boxing, is that people don't want to fight certain people because they want to protect their record. The Saudis are like, how much?
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, everyone's got a price.
We've got the bank account.
By defeating Teofimo Lopez via a historic unanimous decision to earn the WBO junior welterweight title, Shakur Stevenson expanded his history, became a 4-division world champion, and even improved his standing in the pound-for-pound fight.
Shakur looked phenomenal, you know, dominant performance. What do you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. You know, I was saying, like, if T.O. was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But T.O., he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not going to work, bro. That's not going to, you're not going to take up enough space to touch Shakur. Shakur's reflexes just, and his countering was just keeping T.O. at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the dub.
Excellent. Appreciate your time, brother. Congrats.
Stevenson landed a lot more blows and displayed a level of control that few fighters have been able to achieve on a large platform because to his flawless tactics and ring acumen.
Made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal, and I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds. Shakur, like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously he was busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
He then candidly discussed his options, including Devin Haney as a possible opponent in the future. There is no doubt that Stevenson will outbox Dion.
He's a boxer. It's not like he's a stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself. And,
for sure.
But for me, I'm willing
but
to
do you
make the
see
fight
it
happen.
as it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole thing, the whole plot was like at the end of the road, there's gonna be 2 guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
you are. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, at the end of the day, Devin Haney is a bad motherfucker in his own right, but when you say like 2 guys standing, there's only 1 guy with me, and that's me. Like, I don't see 2 guys, I don't see 3 guys. I used to, like, that was young Shakur.
However, Stevenson has stated unequivocally that he would insist on including a rehydration clause if he were to fight anyone at 147 pounds. He thinks weight benefits can be quite important. Additionally, he desires equitable circumstances to prevent either fighter from gaining excessive bulk over time.
I want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound rehydration, like the IBF rule, basically.
You gotta understand. That mean on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're gonna be 157, maybe 158
max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it like, all right, like the IBF rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys gonna get it up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, what am I in here wrestling around with these?
Right.
Joe Rogan stated that he had complete faith in Shakur Stevenson and that it wouldn't matter if there was no rehydration clause. Rogan thinks Shakur will still outbox opponents at 147 because of his exceptional skill level, speed, and boxing knowledge.
That's nothing. But and there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't going to matter. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrified.
Shakur has received accolades from Terrence Crawford, Stevenson's abilities, and said that other fighters are hesitant to take on him, suggesting that some boxers are hesitant to compete with Stevenson due to his technical and stylistic difficulties.
The reason why certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step in the ring with this fighter. He's great. A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that, just to detour people from being excited to see him fight because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff, but they would see why people really don't want to get in the ring with him come tomorrow.
I know you've shared the ring with him, sparring plenty of times. What makes Shakur Stevenson great? What makes him different? What makes him, I don't want to say an ilk of yourself, but in the same kind of era, the Bud Crawford era, he's got a Shakur Stevenson era coming.
Everything. The offense, the defense, the poise, the rhythm, the distance, the timing, the punch placement, the react time. Like, I can go on and on. You know, the toughness, the grit, the grind. Like, he's amazing, you know, and tomorrow he will show it.
How do you think it ends tomorrow night? Do you believe that Shakur Stevenson can stop Teofimo Lopez? Because people aren't really talking about that.
Listen, if T.O. get out of line, you know, he can get hurt. You know? But I see Shakur outboxing him to a decision. You know?
Stevenson stated that he thinks he is just too skilled for the competitors at 135 and 140 pounds because he has already defeated every opponent in those weight classes. He believes that his skill, quickness, and technical proficiency set him apart from the other competitors. Fans are now clamoring for him to rise to 147 because of this. Shakur clarified that because people are aware of his dominance at the lower weights, they want to put him up against more difficult opponents. He believes that moving up to the welterweight class would result in the most thrilling bouts and demonstrate once more that his boxing prowess is applicable in every weight class.
147 thing, because it's like, okay, oh, he's better than everybody at 135, 140. Sure. Nobody could beat him, so now we got to test him out at 147.
That's how
because he's that good.
Yeah, but you know that, though. That's the.
But tell me I'm that good then. Tell me I'm that good then.
Yeah.
If that's how y'all feel, tell me. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I like that. I will say yes, you are that good. And when people are that good, we want to see a resistance fight. That's all we saying. And that's what I thought Tio was going to get, and we ain't get that.
Damn. Damn, y'all.
We got to find another one.
I feel bad for y'all, because y'all going to be waiting for the rest of my career. Like, God damn. Oh. We want to see some. It ain't going to happen. The most y'all going to ever get is Zepeda. That was y'all best hope and chance at getting resistance.
Stevenson has stated unequivocally that the lack of sufficient funds is the reason this bout has not yet taken place. Given the degree of danger involved when two elite fighters square off, he clarified that a bout of this size necessitates the appropriate financial arrangements. Shakur refuses to take a deal that undervalues his contribution to the sport because he feels he has earned the right to be fairly compensated for entering a major confrontation. He underlined that the goal is to ensure that the business side of things aligns with the significance of the battle, not to avoid competition. The money must be appropriate for Shakur.
He's asked you about, obviously, whenever you're going to fight Haney? Because I think we keep hearing about the negotiations falling through. Is that fight ever going to get made?
I would love for the fight to happen. Y'all can clearly see that I want the fight.
Yeah. Is what's off about it still the split?
I don't think that they want the fight to happen right now. Why would we fight this big risk fighter right now rather than wait a couple of years where we could make more money? But my only issue with it, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, don't perpetrate. You talking big, but truth be told, you put me and him in a ring where nobody else can help him. There's nobody else that's gonna be able to fight for him. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, he know deep down inside that I'm the truth. That's what he know. He know he done been in the ring with me several times. Go ask him, like really ask him and tell him to be honest about me as a fighter. You'll really hear how he talk. Honestly, I think he's a good fighter, but I think that is.
Devin Haney, meantime, has stated time and time again that Shakur Stevenson erred greatly by declining the bout because of the potential financial gain. Haney asserted that Stevenson would have earned more from the 25% purse split he offered him, despite the fact that it was the smaller share than he had from all of his prior bouts put together, and that turning down such a payout was a lost chance for both financial gain and legacy.
Look at Shakur's resume and look at my resume. Who's brought the tougher opposition, me or him? And the 25% would have been, bigger than all his fights put together he made.
All put together?
Put together.
Were you shocked that he said no?
Yeah, ego, made him say no. His ego and the people around him. Kambosos offered me the 22% and the 2 fights to go to Australia and to go sign with a different promoter and to, get the vaccine and go do this and do that. Now that I'm the champion and I'm giving somebody the offer to make more money than they ever made in their life, put together in all their fights, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. See, when I fought Kambosos, it wasn't for all the money. I was fighting for the same money that I was already making. I know that I could beat him. I know that once I win, I'm gonna be able to call the shots and make all the money myself. So now it's that time. And they don't want.
Timothy Bradley Jr. has stated that Shakur Stevenson possesses all the necessary skills to become boxing's next big star, lauding his technical prowess, defensive acumen, and boxing IQ, and implying that these attributes may enable Stevenson to continue the sport as spectators come to value superior technique over sheer strength. Bradley thinks that Stevenson stands out due to his disciplined style and ring smarts, which could define boxing's future as he continues to win major fights and go undefeated. His remarks support the idea that Stevenson is not only a fantastic fighter, but also has the potential to become one of the most well-known figures in the sport due to his skillful blend of strategy and accuracy.
Haney, Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport, being, the great of his generation. When Crawford left, I told y'all that, Shakur was the next guy on the throne. And I truly wholeheartedly still believe that. I know there's guys that has worked with Shakur in the past that swear up and down. Oh, shoot, I even forgot Murataya. Murataya is there too. Guys like Andy Cruz. I mean, there's a lot of talented guys that people respect that Shakur has the ability to freaking challenge. Man, now imagine him fighting all those guys and putting that on his resume, man. We talking about legendary status. We talking about Mount Rushmore type of stuff, because, all these guys are the elite guys of this generation and people respect them. And if Shakur was to beat them, he's going to definitely make his mark heavy in the sport and become extremely popular, even more popular than what Terrence Crawford is right now, and I feel like Shakur can be that face of American boxing that, we've always had. We have Floyd Mayweather. I think he can be as popular as Floyd Mayweather, if not more popular than Floyd Mayweather, so I don't know, man. Guys, tell me what you think. Am I tripping? But there's a lot of potential matchup for Shakur that can really grow his star, man.
Shakur has received open praise from Mike Tyson, Stevenson's boxing prowess, characterizing him as an actual expert in the discipline. Even while some fans don't always like his style, Tyson claimed that Stevenson's skill, strategy, and defensive genius make him very hard to beat. He clarified that Stevenson's accuracy, ring savvy, and damage avoidance skills are what enable him to outperform elite opponents in the art of boxing. In addition, Tyson praised Stevenson's recent performances, highlighting his deft combinations, fluid head movement, and timeless hit-and-not-get-hit strategy, which epitomizes boxing excellence.
Shakur Stevenson is a first-class fighter, and I don't think it's going to make any difference that he give the title up because of weight difference. He'll just go to the next division and win that title as well.
How could Shakur beat him if he can't hurt him? That would be my question.
Listen, you don't have to hurt him, you just have to outscore him. You know, Shakur takes a good shot, though. You know, he's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. And it's boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
Stevenson's decisive victory over Teofimo Lopez didn't merely expand his collection of trophies. It cemented his status as one of boxing's top. Stevenson defeated Lopez for the WBO and Ring Magazine Junior welterweight belts on January 31st at Madison Square Garden in New York, dominating the bout from beginning to end. Through precise movement, crisp counters, and a disciplined jab that kept his opponent off balance while he barely took any harm himself, he overwhelmed Lopez over the course of 12 rounds. The battle was scored 119-109 in Stevenson's favor by all three judges, demonstrating how completely he controlled the tempo and flow of the fight and casting doubt on his superiority within the ring. With this triumph, Stevenson added the super lightweight championship to his list of accomplishments and established himself as a 4-division world champion, showcasing both his technical mastery and his ability to remain composed under duress.
Masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. You heard his father say in the corner, what happened to your fast hands? That shit didn't work, man.
Just overall, like, just given the styles and you know in boxing so well, like, was there any way that Teo could have put on a better performance, a better plan, and gotten a better result?
No, I don't think whatever he would have brought to the table would have worked, man. You know, Shakur just got a great boxing mind. You know, that's just it. He's got a great boxing mind, and you want to see put his mind to it, he's going to get the job done.
What is it going to take to beat someone like him?
I don't know, Brian. Probably want to stay away from that kid, man.
Yeah.
His domination is also demonstrated by the statistics. Stevenson connected with both jabs and power shots more successfully during the fight and landed a lot more punches altogether. His performance demonstrated the flexibility and top-tier execution of plan, which was a significant turning point in his career and paved the way for even greater difficulties as he continues to leave his mark on the sport.
I think to 109 with scorecard, so basically like 11 rounds to 1. What did you think about the outcome and the fact that he was able to win so dominantly?
One, shout out to New York. To Bruce Carrington, he's world champion now. I'm so proud of him.
Fact.
Been watching him fight the undercards and all this stuff forever, and to see him a world champion tonight, I was bawling, I was crying, yo. So shout out to him. He shine every time he come out to see his story, see how much he done overcame everything. Now he get his first round knockout, looking good against Jermaine Ortiz. Wonderful. Now we got the main event with Shakur, and I knew that was gonna happen. Everybody be talking all that rah to me. I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stopping. I can't ask.
Eddie Hearn recently voiced his strong support for Shakur Stevenson, claiming that the slick southpaw is among the sport's most underappreciated fighters. Hearn claims that because Shakur's approach is based on great fundamentals, ring IQ, and defensive mastery rather than knockouts, both spectators and critics frequently fail to see how hard he is to defeat. Hearn underlined that Stevenson is a nightmare matchup for anyone, regardless of weight class, due to his capacity to dominate rounds, control distance, and neutralize dangerous opponents. He also made the point that it takes a unique kind of talent that is frequently overlooked to win cleanly and consistently at the greatest level. Hearn believes that the boxing audience now shows Shakur considerably less credit than he deserves given his background, discipline, and technical prowess.
I think Shakur is massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound, top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion. Quite remarkable. And Teofimo always rises to the occasion. Sometimes you see a little bit of a lackluster performance when he's not motivated, when there isn't kind of any legacy on the line. This is different. This is a sold-out Madison Square Garden between 2 of the elite fighters of our generation. And the best thing about this fight is we're seeing them in their...
What are your thoughts? Was Stevenson's performance an example of boxing shrewdness? Or would you want to watch him take on more difficult tasks like Ben or Haney? Post your opinions in the comments section.